Hello? There we go. I don't even know what front mic is, but apparently it decided it wanted to use that instead. Okay, there we go. Voice fixed. Thank you guys. That would have been embarrassing. This entire time I'm just chatting away. Okay, so you missed all of that. Thank you, Don. I said, I guess thank you because you're always the first one here. Or at least the first one to say hi. And hello everyone else that has just arrived. Okay, so I've done a lot of changes with the texture pack. I guess I should do this kind of... I don't know if I could even do this in order because I don't remember which ones are technically the order. Let's see. That's oak. Acacia, mangrove. So I haven't done jungle yet. And then spruce, dark oak. And then so first thing I want to show off is this I've made changes to the woods. I've really toned them down and tried to make them more like natural colors. I still feel like they need some tweaking. I also feel like there's a dramatic jump between the hue, or not the hues, the I guess darkness of colors. I suppose that's not necessarily a bad thing in on itself, but so I tried to naturalize the wood colors a little bit more. I don't know what I want to do with the warped and crimson planks because I personally am never going to use blue or red, at least that color wood. I know there's a lot of people that do though, but also a lot that don't. So it's almost kind of hesitant to mess with them at all. But I tried to make them look a little bit more natural. This almost looks more like a silvery gray, almost like a silver wood kind of. But it just looks blue to me. I don't know. Either way, so I redid all of the woods. I also replaced the granite with Bloody Toast's granite, which I like a lot better than mine, honestly. It looks actually, it almost kind of looks like hardened clay in a way. It looks less like stone, but I like it a lot more, if that makes sense. I definitely need to replace the dorite. I've come to the realization that I don't hate the dorite. I think I just hate that it's the same texture as the regular stone. Oh, I've done so many changes. What else did I do? Yeah, honestly, it kind of does. Maybe we can, cause he's done a lot of stone textures. I love all of the stone textures. He did the deep stone as well as a bunch of other stones. I can't even remember them all. The deep slate, and this just looks so beautiful. Oh, look at that, sexy, sexy stone. So yeah, I think we're gonna mess around a little bit more with the texture pack, try to get some better colors going on. Also, this is oak. I think it might take a little bit for my eyes to get used to the new colors. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that was what most of us were doing. Those of us that weren't, I guess, technically artists, we just took textures and modified them, kind of as a placeholder, but not really, just in order to keep the pack going. So I did a pretty good job editing, as well as a lot of us, but there's only so much. You can only reuse the same texture so many times. Shoot, what else did I do? I still need to fix the trapdoors. I replaced the granite. I still need to... what was it? These? So, I did not like the current textures we had for the purpur blocks. So I just replaced them with the prismarine blocks. I think these are the pillars, so they can technically go sideways too, which is technically up. So yeah, I just kind of swapped them from the prismatic ones, and I think a purple prismatic block actually looks a lot nicer. I might try to mess with the hue and the saturation of this a bit. But I think this is a good color. Yeah, I could see myself building with this personally. I'm not sure what I would do with it, but I could see it. I think I also changed the hues of the prismarine. Again, just being a little too saturated and green. I think blue looks a little bit better. We'll see how it looks underwater. What else did I mess around with? I don't know much. Oh yeah, for some reason the big drip leaf didn't go in properly, and that's, I guess, what she said. However, where can I place you? No. I guess I could just give myself some clay real quick. But Toast also did this one. Oh no, I messed up bad because the the stalks aren't there either. But you can see the baby drip leaves. I think these look really good. So I think I just put them in the folder wrong or didn't rename them properly. Man, I've honestly done so much with the texture pack. Oh, speaking of which, I should have led with this. 1.19.3 is officially, unofficially released. It's still very much work in progress. It doesn't have all of the wood changes that I made or the granite swap. But if you guys are interested, I'm going to be posting it in the description of pretty much all of my future videos, so I can get a little bit more hype. But yeah, Gyaradoku Genesis 1.19.3 is out, baby! And then, of course, if you guys have any skills whatsoever and want to help out with the pack, feel free to drop by and contribute whatever you can do. Even if it's just a helpful opinion, or even just a recolor of something. Recoloring is actually a lot harder than you would think, but also simple enough that anybody could do it. It's one of those weird niche overlap talents. The other thing I did was I finally went through all of my save files, like every single save file that I have. It's ridiculous. Possibly even more. Oh, hey little guy. And I went through all of them, updated them to the most recent versions, so you don't have to. There are some chunk errors in some of them, fair warning. But they are all uploaded, which I will now also put in the description as well. So anything you could possibly want to download for my original LP, my most recent LP with the Hobbit Hole, my very first Let's Play, like anything you can think of, if there's a download for it, I have it. There are a few things I still think I'm missing. Like I did not find my Cube World V2. Which is kind of disappointing. I'm sure I have it kicking around somewhere. But yeah, we have a couple of things all laying around somewhere. All right, so let's go ahead and get started now that I went on my massive rant about talking for stuff for like 11 minutes. Take a sip of my tea. Still just a little hot. Today I am drinking a very delightful Marsala chai with oat milk. I like Marsala chai. A lot of flavor. Sometimes a little too much, but I'm feeling flavorful today. Okay, so what are we doing? So, first thing I kind of want to do is I've had inspiration. I know we were working on the guild hall last, but I feel like I'm just pushing myself and I don't have a lot of inspiration for it yet. But I do like that I've started, at the very least. Now, what I'm feeling that I have inspiration for is I want to do a railroad system. And I also want to do... What else? The, Alchemy Lab. I've gotten some inspiration for that as well. And the more I think about it, the more I don't feel like an Alchemy Lab is going to fit right here. At least it's not going to do it justice. Bring back the first ever world from the World Tour. Like the first one? Because that was the, what was that? The one with the greenhouse with the 3x3 grid and the panic room with the detonation device. Yeah, that old world. I do actually have it in those save files. Go check it out. I posted it in the Discord for those of you that are in the Discord, and I feel like most of you are. In the Discord, it's under important links. And you go into a Google Drive folder, and it has like, well, they have like 3 different ones. They have the current texture pack, the original Taidoku texture packs that I also found, going back all the way to, I think, 1.0 beta. Like, that was probably my first ever texture pack that I released on my own. So if you guys are interested in that, playing an older version or playing like Feed the Beast or something that needs an older version of a texture pack, go check it out. I think I've also got, I think it's full release 1.6 or 7 is the earliest. And it shouldn't be too hard to update from there. Yes. So the problem with that world too is that when I updated it, 2 of the chunks got messed up. So I didn't bother uploading it as like 1.19. So some of you a little bit more skilled are going to have to try to bring it up to date, or I'm going to have to try again when I have more time. That took literally like 2 full days. Hey, Bryonic. I can never Byronic. I'm just going to call you Bronick. Blue-Hooded Gamer. Good friend of mine. We've been friends forever. They were actually on my first SMP, which reminds me, I even have the very first SMP, fully updated, by the way, with no chunk errors as far as I could tell, which also has the maps of the world. Loaded onto in the zip file. So when you unzip it, it should also have the maps. So you can check out the original SMP world with my little fortress on top of the mountain with the yin yang sign. I love that base. So literally the first one. I don't know where the other saves for the other ones are. I'm pretty sure if I bothered Vish, he probably has them. So I'll probably bother him at some point and go get those. So the thing I'm feeling like I have inspiration for is some kind of railroad system, because I want to connect a few of these to railroads. And I feel like I kind of feel like this would be a great spot for a railroad system, especially because it's like right here, and then it just goes down a little bit. It's like 1 tier down. Now going all the way down there, I wouldn't say not going to happen, but I feel like the lift is a little bit better. Tea. I love tea. And then maybe a railroad system coming out of here and going through this. And I'm not sure where I want to go from there. But also the alchemy lab. And I've also had some other thoughts while I explore here a little bit. The other thought is, God, this is just such a massive cave system. Holy crap. I keep forgetting, and every time I come over here, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's pretty big. So I'm thinking a railroad system would come off of there, wrap around the edge of here, and continue this way, and then come down. Ooh, excuse me, tea burp. And then here, and then probably build something along here, maybe. Or even just come through here. I'm not even sure what or where I would go. Huh. Still, since I have so much room, I realized I should spread out more. And it also gives me more to work with. Yeah. Here's the thing. I kind of want to keep it dimly lit for the most part. Especially with Optifine. Like, as you're carting by, everything will just look... Like, everything will just pop more. Especially, like, the glow lichen and the lava. And then, of course, when we actually need to see, we can just use dark vision potions. Maybe instead of going this way, you could just go into here. Even then, that's going to be... going to have to build, like, an entire platform. Just go this way. Oh, and then the water feature. Huh. Yeah, the mobs. I guess it's not quite an adventuring guild if everything was safe, right? Then it would be more of an amusement park. So, like, imagine you're just trying to go and do your shift for the day, and then creeper pops up and blows up. Man, besides the blowing up part, going to work and having to deal with creepers along the way sounds just like real life. Peaceful cave biomes, yeah. I mean, we could always play on peaceful. Or, maybe like a pacifist potion? Where okay, imagine this potion where like you drink it and then all of mobs treat you like pigmen. So basically nothing will come and attack you until you provoke them somehow. And now this could be as simple or as complex as you want. Like, it's really just that simple, or maybe each different mob has its own like thing. Like zombies are kind of like sharks, so if you get hurt, then they smell the blood and come after you. But no, it doesn't have to be that complicated. You could just be like, oh yeah, until you hurt a mob, and then all of them notice you and come after you. Really? Was it 0? Because I always thought it was like at least like 4 or more. Something like that. Or I guess 4 or less. Really? Huh. Yeah, I remember it being like a little bit higher myself, because I remember a torch starts off at like, I don't even think it was 14 if I recall. I remember you could place your torches in a weird pattern so you get the most out of your torches, and yeah, I don't know. Oh, recent change. That's fun, because we need more mobs in our life, or more torches cluttering the ground. There really needs to be kind of like a beacon that you could place that just stops mobs from spawning. That would be interesting too. Like, Minecraft has so much potential. Again, it's so weird they haven't done anything yet. With half of it. But yeah, a peaceful potion where you just sip it, and then for the duration, all mobs ignore you until you provoke them. And then all of them come after you, maybe with an even increased radius as a downside. So that could be really cool. That could be really cool. I think it would also be really cool to have like a paralysis potion. Maybe with like a similar effect where it just kind of removes their AI thing for the duration. So you could literally just like freeze a zombie and put it somewhere out in public as like an NPC, or rather even do that with a villager or something. So you can actually pose monsters and stuff, and that would be really cool. Anyway. Localized flying. Ooh. I hadn't considered it as a beacon. That is a great idea. But flying potion? Definitely. However, beacon makes the most sense because you couldn't just take it anywhere and kind of ruin the exploration. Although, honestly, some of these caves need flying. It's ridiculous. Like, I have no idea how I'm going to actually traverse this place on survival. I guess having scaffolding as a rope helps a lot, but, you know. Okay. So, I want railroad system and alchemy lab. So, I'm thinking a railroad system down to here would make a lot of sense. I still haven't quite given up on the elevator. Perhaps it could be both. Maybe elevator for goods and I don't know. Either way, I could just still have the path coming this way just for scenic. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the hard part about Minecraft. I kind of want to make a data pack. But at that point, why don't I just make a mod or something? Granted, mod's a lot harder, so I don't know. Maybe a data pack is just what I need to make. So there's a bunch of changes I want to make to Minecraft. But what I was saying over here is instead of making this a hot spring, or at least instead of making it only a hot spring. I'm thinking... God, no. I tried learning Java briefly. I had a hard time adding vanilla blocks to the game. That's true. Create. The thing with Create is it's both appealing, but also not what I... It's not what I feel like the game is missing. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun. It's kind of like Feed the Beast. On the other hand, Feed the Beast, while fun, isn't what I feel like the game is missing either. So it kind of feels very similar to that. So really just need Vanilla Plus. Kind of like Stardew Valley Expanded. And if any of you played Stardew, especially modded, Stardew Valley Expanded literally takes everything in Stardew Valley, I almost said Minecraft, and just expands upon it. And granted, some of it goes a little far, but for the most part, I don't feel like any of the additions or changes are glaringly obvious. And it's honestly the best mod, and a lot of people agree. With longer arms, yeah. One of the things I would love is just a chair to sit in. Like, basically just put a saddle on any block, and then you could sit on it. Easiest thing in the world. Could even look like a pillow or something. I don't know, or cushion. The easiest thing in the world to make and add. Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking. Could even expand the water coming out a little bit. Like, maybe... Oof. This is actually kind of cool. This would look even better with a water feature of some sort. But, like, have water kind of burst down into here and fill that up a little bit. And just have, like, some natural... I need more natural water sources. This would look beautiful. But what I'm thinking is kind of making this the alchemy area. Because I have a couple of ideas for it. Like, one's a big botany area. And then, of course, the lab itself. And just kind of have it all spread out and not self-contained anywhere. But again, my hardest issue right now... Oh, look, there's just random magma blocks down here, too. The hardest part for me right now is, what block is this again? Oh, andesite. It's just figuring out how I want this to come here. Yes, the old minecart boosters. Ugh. Honestly, just faster boosters in general. Like, obviously... Minecarts are meant to be the primary source of travel in the Minecraft world. Why is it so terrible? Like, elytra are dramatically better, but, like, you have to get fireworks, you have to repair the elytra, you have to find the elytra. Like, just please, please. Yeah, the only thing minecarts have going for them is the fact that, I guess, they don't even look that good. That's why I redesigned them, but they're just automatic. That's the only thing they have going for them. I think right here would be a great little grow area. A little, like, not necessarily like a little grow cave. Ugh, I drank too much tea. Now I'm getting hot. Let's see. Okay, so how do I want to get down here? I already have the bridge there, and I don't want to impose upon the bridge. I was thinking about maybe having a little minecart system right here that kind of branches out elsewhere. Yeah, you would also think that. Of course, Minecraft is one of those things where it's so big, and there's so many mods and modders out there that I'm sure it exists, but it's been drowned by all the other ones. I kind of feel that way about Stardew sometimes. Like, it has a mod for almost everything, but finding it is usually pretty difficult. Okay, so let's see. Where's a clear way down? Alternatively, I can just have a minecart going right here. And then it just kind of like Hot Wheels off. You're just like, wee, vroom, and then it lands onto the track. Also, it's really funny that it kind of slows down before it hits the ground a little bit. Ooh, maybe we could do that. And it literally just like hits like a slime block and then bounces off onto a track. That could actually be really cool. A boat launcher? I want to do mine carts. Unless you were talking about like a minecart booster. Yeah, because this whole aesthetic is like, sure, there's tons of ways I could do this. I could just dig into the wall and make a tunnel. But I kind of want to show it off. I don't want anything hidden. Or at least I want very little hidden. I want everyone to kind of like look at stuff and be like, wow. Like, just look up from there. Launcher, I barely know her. Huh, that's interesting. Okay. So I could kind of have it come this way and then work its way down. That could work. But then where would it come from? Ooh, it could come from right here, actually. Then it comes up. Because you can still... Do I still want to go through this way? Let's see. I was thinking maybe it could also wrap this way and come down. I could. I don't think I like that as much. Ugh. The other problem is I don't feel like this is going to actually look very good at all. Oh, that's really cool. That keeps its momentum? Yes. I like that a lot. Especially if you could, like, super launch them. Ooh, or better yet, combine them with Elytra. Like you have your Elytra on and you're in a minecart and you just kind of hold the trajectory and slowly, gracefully land. That would be so cool. Elytra minecarts. Yes, please. We need Elytra minecarts. Stat. Even if they weren't the fastest thing ever, that would be the funnest thing ever. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. So let's see. This kind of goes somewhere, but not anywhere decent. You know, maybe if we do game mode spectator. There we go. Now we can kind of see through this. Oh. So I guess it almost punches through a cavern, but then more water and squid. Oh, wow. That goes, like, all the way up. That's actually kind of cool. That almost reminds me of the, what is it called? In Subnautica, the way you get deeper into the ground. The hidden rivers? Something like that. My God, there's so much water everywhere. It's ridiculous. Look at all this water. What am I supposed to do with that? This actually kind of helps me visualize a little bit better. There's also a huge freaking ravine right here, too, that is also full of water. That's great. Oh, and it's right above that. Look at all this. They're all so flooded. Oh, there's a geode over there. There's a lot of geodes. I love geodes. They're beautiful. Okay, so I'm getting distracted again. I need to figure out what I'm doing over here. That's a good idea, but again, I kind of want to show off. So everything should at least be minorly decorative. What's going on over here? It's a whole lot of everything. Oh, hey, there's a dungeon. Ooh. What kind of dungeon are you? Skeleton spawner? Okay. That's a good spawner to have. Are there any more nearby? I'm kind of curious now because spawner is like the first best source of EXP. Oh, there's one right here. What are you? And skeleton's the best. Oh, there's another skeleton spawner. And it's kind of where I want to build anyway. Could definitely have at least a minecart going to that. Oh, and here's another one. Oh, I already knew about this one. I think this one's a zombie. Yeah, this one's a zombie. Which I would say is the most useless one, but that one's also literally right there, so... Can't complain too much. Also... Do I have music turned off? I have not heard any jaunty Minecraft tunes in a while. Oh, wow. That's really deep. Wow, this cave system goes almost all the way to the bottom of the game. That's impressive. And also a little terrifying, because that goes down really deep. Oh, there's another one. This one... Ah, it's a creeper spawner. That makes sense. Oh, zombie. Not as cool. Oh, and then I think there's a poison spider one. I don't recall if a spider spawner is that good. Is this the same one I found, or is this one just... Oh, there's two over here. That's pretty sick. Okay. Okay. Now what do I want to do? This thing. I need to find a way... Minor... Oh, only 18 items or less for minor decorations. Let's see. You know what? I actually want some Minecraft tunes, and I'm not willing to wait. Why am I on this? Oh, because I'm in spectator mode. Shoot. Alright, I'll wait for a second then. So all of these cave systems are flooded. This thing has a little bit of an entry, and it just drops right here. Although, this is long enough. I imagine like a track could easily go along this wall. From maybe right here even. But how am I going to do that? Maybe like a small platform here. It starts here and then ramps off onto like a little platform, goes along this wall, kind of loops around, drops here, and then down here. I don't want to go across the grass, so it would go past the lava and land here. I like that. I think that could look really good. Okay. So we solved that problem a little bit. I'm still not sure how I want to get down here. I think a little path would be fine, but that's also all gravel, and that's going to fall when I try to build on it. I could kind of have it where you go into here, and then drops down here, and opens up into here? Or into right here. And it would come off of here instead. But again, it doesn't quite show off very well. Although, I mean, regardless. I want to have as much exterior showing as possible. So even if it's just like a simple path going along the edges, it's kind of what I want. What if... I guess it could always come this way and then wrap around and go this way. Yeah. Yep. That's what I like. That's what I like. Okay. Game mode. Creative. Oh yeah, I finally figured out how to install just enough items. So I have all this now. I can actually go through stuff and favorite blocks. How do I favorite blocks? You have to be on a different tab. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I finally got just enough items added, which is going to be very helpful in my Let's Play as well. I can also finally figure out what use stuff is. Gravel. Yep, concrete. All the concrete. Coarse dirt. That's it. That's it. I guess concrete is useful, but it could have been replaced with anything else. All right. So pathway. Let's use... Actually, if I set it... Yeah, it's just going to automatically be on fire, so I don't want to do that. Oak slabs. We'll just use oak slabs. Temporary bridges. And then... Have something like... Stairs? Bump. Oh, no. Here. Oops. Here. Oh, no. Let's actually do it right next to there. There we go. Yeah, and then wrap around right here. When I was talking about concrete, it just kind of reminds me of that cat video where cats are rolling around on concrete, and it's just like, concrete. Also, why didn't that gravel fall? I guess it's only if you update the bottom gravel. Okay. Interesting. You know what? We're going to actually make this very narrow. Not for high traffic. But we are going to be nice enough to put some fences around. Maybe just fence gates. I think that will look a little bit more the aesthetic that I'm looking for. Probably gonna need one right there too. And there you go. How do I want? Honk honk? Heck yeah, concrete. What's new? Log. Ching. Ooh, hey, here we go. Chink. Chink chink. Chink chink chink. Chink chink. Chink chink chink. Ching ching ching. Oh god. My WoW Goblin my WoW Goblin impression. Stace? I'm gonna make my Goblin impression, which is very loud and shrill. Are you good with that? Yeah. Okay. What is it? Time is money, friend. I got what you need. Boom. Kind of biffed the laugh a little bit. Yeah. I love goblins from World of Warcraft. They're literally one of my favorite everything. Their background story, their culture, how they talk. They all talk like what is it? Hey Toots, how you doing? Bada bing, bada boom. I put the boom in bada boom. Stuff like that. That's how goblins talk. I love the goblins. I played a goblin in Average New Yorker. Yes, that's what it is. In D&D, I'm not sure if Excalibur is watching. I feel like he would have said something if he was. But it was actually his game that I played my first goblin character. And I used that voice, and everybody both loved and hated it. I eventually started to hate it because it just killed my throat, but it's a fun character to play. But also, the funny thing was we rolled all entirely randomized characters. I think something like this looks good. Oops. Oh no. Yeah, do that. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. That's the only piece we need to actually put lumber on. Maybe even something like okay, something like that. Yeah, we might need to change a lot. Like I said, still a work in progress. Changing so much stuff. But the goblin character I was playing, we rolled entirely randomized backgrounds, and effectively what happened is so first of all, I played a goblin bard. I randomized both class and race, which is perfect. I ended up with this was 4th edition, so I ended up with a 20 charisma, and I jokingly mentioned how I'm hotter than everyone in the party, which was, I think, a vampire, 2 elves, and a human. And I joked that I was hotter than all of them. And the DM was just like, well, that's not how that works. However, in my game, you can roll for comeliness, which is how attractive you are, I guess. And he's just like, but you do add your charisma modifier, because obviously you're more attractive if you have the charisma to pull it off. I think it was roll 3d6. So I got a 17 out of 18, and then I added +5. I got a 22 comeliness, which literally made my goblin more attractive than the entire party combined. And I had to find the most attractive goblin picture I could find, which unfortunately took me to some really disturbing parts of the internet. You can't just type in sexy goblin and get anything safe for work, unfortunately. But yes, he was one of my favorite characters to play, but we only played a few sessions before that ended. God, that looks so good already. And you see what I mean? Everything is kind of outward and showing. That's a part of the build. It's really funny. I've never been a big person to build A, with the terrain, and B, outward. I kind of always wanted to build everything where you could be hidden, which I guess honestly kind of fit my mental state at the time too. New year, new me. Everything's outward. Everything is being bare. I'm just being my true, authentic self. But yeah, I really like this. I don't have to worry about supports or anything because it's literally being held up by that. Although I can put some more stone in here as a little bit of filler. There we go. That looks good. That looks really good. IMO. I don't know if I should put one right here. Nah, a little bit of gap's fine. Children aren't going to be playing too much right there. In a way, I am still kind of inside, but I'm also outside too. It's kind of like being locked away in a house with the windows closed, and then finally open up the windows and be like, okay, I don't want to come out there, but I do at least want to show off a little bit. Come on, come up to the window. I won't bite unless provoked. Ooh. Moss? Like lichen moss or like moss block? Moss carpet? What kind of moss are you talking about? Talk about lichen? The block? that how that works? Hold on. Also, definitely need to... I think this is the vanilla moss block. I think we need to change that too. Somebody write that down on the Discord so I don't forget. Oh my Jesus, that is awesome. That is going to make, I guess, gentrifying this place a lot easier. Can you just break the moss and have, like, the stone revealed underneath? Or does it just convert everything? Oh, it even produces carpet. That's awesome. That is pretty. But I wanna be a little bit more selective on where I put that. So I'm gonna change it for now. But then we'll go back to it once I feel a little bit more confident in how this looks. Heck yeah, concrete. That's gonna be stuck in my head all day now. Heck yeah, concrete. Which I guess means this bridge is gonna be pretty narrow, but that's okay. We can do very similar to a bridge we did down there. I still kind of want, because I see a lot of people kind of do this. For their... Let's put out the fires with a wooden shovel. I mean, technically that would work if it's a good wood, like... I got... Oh my god. Oh, that's because it has to be one lower. Right. I goofed. There we go. Something like this. There we go. I see a lot of people use this for, like, deteriorated bridges. The only thing I don't like is the coal underneath. I can fix that, though. I don't know if that adds anything to anyone. It's never really added anything for me. Because, I mean, if you really want it to, you could just put a coal block underneath it. Problem solved. Like, if you really wanted that coal texture, you could just be like, yo, campfire, there's a coal, and then you can see right through it. So I think I am going to change that 3D model. I was kind of on the fence about it, but it's an easy fix. I don't see why not. Yes, I just saw he did that this morning, which, by the way, good job. Looks phenomenal. Only bite when asked. Automod. That's weird that Automod would do that. It instantly mines? Like it drops cobblestone and stuff? Huh. Interesting. Let's get some signs. Which reminds me, we're also missing all of the sign models. I think something happened to them originally, and I never got around to fixing them. So the one issue is... Well, I guess you could literally just step off the bridge. It's like, alright, we gotta go down. Bloop! Just hop over it and come down. Or I could just leave a section off right there. So it's like, alright. Bloop, bloop. I think that works. I think that doesn't look half bad. Oops. That's where we want to keep that. So yeah, what do you guys think? Nice little bridge, just kind of come across. Because of the H tool? What? Alright, now I need to go to my auto mod settings. I might just turn it off for now because, honestly, I'm monitoring my stream pretty well. And I don't think I need it.
Oh, the one that's in the platter, yeah, they got like a whole spread.
Channel shield mode off. There we go. The name for the ho. it filters ho. So if you use a hoe on it, Oops. What? Why is your hubby so dumb? Oh, it has to be a stone hoe. No. Oh, it's because I'm in creative? Okay. Alright, watch all these creepers. Ah, come after me. That wasn't a creeper, but it did come after me. Huh? What? Who's... Oh, it's you. Hi. So... It just dropped more moss. Oh. Gotta run away from you now. Oh. Alright, changing back. I thought the moss hurt me for a second, too. Huh. That's weird. Oops. I don't know. I'll just go on the wiki later and figure it out. Yeah. Oh, you have to turn the... Interesting. I have to try that out sometime. Oh, the moss even spread up here. That's a pretty big range. That's interesting. So you can tunnel by turning stone into moss and then just breaking all the moss. I see what you're saying. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we got this started. I really like this concept. Really like it. So I think we're gonna do cobble. It's really funny. I have a love-hate relationship with the cobblestone in this pack specifically. Let's go right here. That makes more sense. I love the cobblestone, but I also feel like it needs work. Don't we all? You know what I also really wish? I'm almost certain this doesn't work. But I want rail to go downstairs. Because, I mean, my rail is cool in that it has the ramp. But I think it would look a little bit cooler to go down stairs like that. Not that it would work anyway, because those corners would clip hard. Huh. I know you can push things. I got an eyebrow lash in my eye. Or is it just a regular hair? Huh. That's actually a really interesting idea. I might have to do that when I'm in survival mode building this base. Is it on my glasses? I don't know where the hair went. Interesting. We'll have to try that out. So what was I gonna do? I'm gonna try to push stair. I don't think that's gonna work at all, but yeah, maybe. Yep, didn't work. Although it triggered this into standing up. That is an interesting idea. Huh. Oh well. So let's see. Little platform. Probably some slabs. Actually, I'm thinking facing this way, it launches that way and then goes that way. So might need this whole little platform. Maybe not so big. Slab. It's really weird, these smooth slabs. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with them as well. Like, I like them a lot, but also, See, this is the other thing I wish you could do is link carts together. Even with like a lead. That'd be nice. I need not an activator. I'll just bring them all up. Booster, powered rail. There we go. Oh, they can't loop. Right. I don't even think they can ramp. Oh, they can ramp. Okay, that's nice at least. So I think it's going to have to dip down and then go across like right here. Okay, so rail. I always keep trying to call it track every time. Bam, bam, bam. And then what I can do, I guess I'll just make all those powered. Redstone. I have not heard any music so far. Oh my god. I guess I could do it right there. There we go. Green is go, baby. Okay, so something like... Oh, I'm not going to be able to do the half ones, or the bottom ones. Yeah, get rid of those. And then we'll just skirt across here. Knock that out. Fill that in a little bit. Oh. Oh, wait. Hold on. We can actually go down a little bit now and preserve that. Boop. So, keep some of these here. And who cares if you hurt your head a little bit, right? Alright, that's looking really good so far. You know, now that I think about it, what would look better, at least from below, is if this whole platform was kind of hanging down, kind of like that from Chains. But we will do this for now and see if I change my mind, as I am prone to do. That little PC right there. Oop, I hear birds. Hold on. I need to get rid of this gap a little bit. I think the best way to do that would be to do something like that. That is far from perfect. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so bad. Why? I guess I could put a full block. I can't do a half block. Do something like this, maybe? It just looks so bad. It just looks so bad. Why does it look so bad? Ugh. Alright, we're just gonna leave it like that then. Yeah, we need slopes. They've already done so much, I guess, harder things than slopes. Even just like a ramp. That would be the easiest thing to add to Minecraft, I feel. Oops. I guess technically I could add slopes. Huh. I know there's tons of mods that actually add those already. I think there's like an architectural mod. I was thinking I could add them with just the texture pack by being able to rename a block and then just put it in an item frame. But then you have to put it into an item frame and then blah 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 blah. I'm trying to put as little blocks into an item frame as possible. I don't know what I want to do with this. Huh. So I think maybe right here would be a good place to have something like, oops, No. Yeah, something like this. Not actually sure how I want to do this. I guess I could just go straight across. I think that's going to be my best bet. And then slowly begin my descent to madness. I mean, down. Huh. I think right there's good. Woo, 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 woo. And then, of course, I guess it won't really need support since it's kind of holding onto the stone here. But for prosperity, I think... No, that just looks bad. Maybe... How does chain look? It's probably not look good at all. Kind of looks like it's holding on to stuff. Something like that, maybe? No. 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 I wish blocks could overlap each other. Little tiles. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Bam. Oops. I need that. Thank you. That's the other thing I could do, actually. Yes, we will do a cobblestone wall. Plop, plop, plop. Oh, nope, that's not gonna work. Although, could do that right there. Something like so. That still looks pretty bad, but whatever. Whatever. Maybe we can make a stair look good right here. I don't think that's gonna do anything for me. Oh, we finally got music. I just realized. Ah, poor Kay. That still looks bad no matter which way you slice it, so we'll just put the full block then. Okay, and then one down. Oops. So tricky. No! There we go. Subtract, bam, bam, bam. Beano. Oh, nope, that's not gonna work. Huh. I really don't like this. I think maybe I should start the descend this way. Yeah, I think I need to start the descent that way. End rods? The problem is that will create some glow. Oh, I can't curve and go down at the same time. Right. So then... And then... Oops. Do a full one right there. And I've already gotten rid of my wall. Speaking of which, I forgot you can kind of do like half sideways half slabs with walls if you put them in between solid blocks. God, that looks so weird because there's just one that's... Wait a minute. Oh god, that just still looks bad. Maybe if I made that... Actually, I wonder. Can you put track on wall? You cannot. What else? What else can you put it on? We did change the model for scaffolding. That's what the rope is now. Let's see. Maybe if I just made that like a pillar, I guess. It looks a little less bad. Oh, shoot. I realize I made a slight mistake. Because it needs to curve before it comes down. Is that going to be enough of a curve? And then bam, bam. Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot. Tarnations. Tarnation. That looks better. Still doesn't look good. But, I mean, if we're not looking from the side, it doesn't matter. So, just make that stone again. Whoa! I meant wood again. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Oops. So you're coming around this way. Bloom, bloom. Whee! And... ah, shoot. We can't do a sharp turn that way either. Huh. I guess we could always do is push this over one more. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I could just add another piece right here. Just have it keep going steeply. And then sudden turn. And then this way. I guess that would work. Wah, thunk. Wah. It just wouldn't work in both directions. Just add a piece there, that's fine. Go down. Now it's steep. You know, I wonder if the wood platform would catch on fire next to the lava. I'm almost certain. But I could also see it not catching on fire because it's flowing lava, which is different. Good enough. Figure that out in a second. Also, I guess it couldn't catch fire if there's a track on top of it either. I do that. I do that possibility. See, had a hard time with speech for a second there. Okay. This is looking good. Probably going to change that corner because I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling with it pretty bad. Emotionally, psychologically. Yeah, I really don't like this, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Okay, now the question is how far or how close do I want to get to everything? I think right here is good because then you have to walk to the place and that's fine. And right there. So some petrified slabs. Oh yeah. How do you get those? I don't think you can get those anymore. Naturally, I should say. Give petrified oak slab. Yep, you can only just be given it now. Oh, that's sad. I mean, I could always just make this stone. That's fine. Now, again, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Cold tea. It's practically unedible or unconsumable. Yeah, I can see this being an adventuring guild because the main transport to go down anywhere is literally right next to lava, which just screams safety violations. It's like a theme park if they stopped pretending they cared. Yes, I remember that. I forget how they came about originally, too. But I remember in my original Let's Play, I had a bunch of them because when they transitioned, they didn't replace them. They just kind of became their own block. And you can't get them anymore. You know, I think they actually have their own texture, too. Or at least, I know in some packs they do. Oh, you could just shift-click that. That's nice. Okay, Ah, that makes sense. Rails. So just for now... I don't think 2's gonna be enough. This can go up, right? Okay. I wonder, can you power it from this one and it will feed the other ones? No, it will not. So we'll just do it both ways. I guess we don't even need that one, theoretically. And then we could just put this all the way across if we wanted to. But I think there's a cap out, and I don't think there's any drop off. So, should be no problem. Button. And now let's test this, because I'm sure it's not going to want to go all the way. I'm pretty sure a chest counts as an entity. Oh, nope. That's, oh no. Oh, double no. Double no 7. I don't think if I add more, it's gonna help. I think it needs to be in strategic places. Oh yeah, and redstone drops off after a while. So I guess we'll put some activator rails right here. That should be enough, I hope. I hope and I pray. Alright. Kinda hate that how that's such a neon green. Alright, go, go, go! You can do it! Yeah! Yeah, look at it go! Look at it go! It's losing momentum. Ha! This is gonna be the bane of my existence. Or should I say, it's gonna be the bane of my existence. 'Cause of Bane and his existence. Ah. I guess what I could do, I think, if I did something like, so let's put that there. If I did like a repeater block, if I did like repeater, oops, here, okay, that works. A little convoluted, but it works. I don't have to worry about that being there. Okay, and then it curves. That's fine. Okay, so you have your momentum. Put you there, and then just shove you up. Bam. Go, go. Go, little cart. Go. Choo, choo. Chugga, chugga. Oh, don't tell me you lose momentum at the last minute. No, come on. Come on. Don't you be a little party pooper now. That's like a full track of boosters. Why isn't it enough? It's so disappointing. My day is ruined and my disappointment is immeasurable. Alright, so... God, booster carts are booster tracks are so lame. Try putting a torch in the wall? I don't... That's a good pun, Kara. I don't think that's, might be clipping the corners? Is that an issue? Because there's only, I guess, those corners. Huh. I guess it could be. But that just makes minecarts even lamer, right? That's really sad. We'll probably fix this later, just so we don't have to deal with this. But for now, and yeah, I don't think a torch is gonna work unless. You know what? Simplest solution is often the best one. There we go. Can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm a silly goose. Bam. Goodbye. Oh my god, it is clipping the corners. There's no other reason why it should be slowing down like that. Wow. Wow, alright, Finners. You were right. Wow. Wow. It's weird because like I don't want to trim the walls, but Jeezy Pete's. I think I'm just gonna have to strategically place some more of these somewhere. All right, good enough. All right, this time I want to ride. I'm gonna be the chest. Minecart. Oops, I don't have a button. Or as the French call them, batons. Yeah, they definitely need an overhaul. Whee! You know the silliest thing, because like I mean in first person it's fine. But the silliest thing I hate about minecarts is that you can't just sit straight in them, like you're side saddled. This is straight for some reason, and that bothers me. That bothers me so much. I just want to sit with my feet that way. Better yet, can I get a slightly better seating animation where like my feet are tucked up, or they just disappear for some reason? That would be funny. All right, let's try it one more time. Oh wait, it's not gonna work because it doesn't have an entity. That's the other sad thing, is just carts without entities in them have no momentum. It's just the weirdest thing to add. Okay, that works. At least. Okay. This doesn't look half bad, and it satisfies most of what I'm going for. It needs an overhaul, but the bases are good. And once we have the bases, we can improve from there. Okay. And it looks like a glow squid died again. So this is a great spot for glow squid ink. It duplicated my legs? I think I remember that. And I was walking around with like legs sticking out of my, not like my chest, but like my hips like this. I do not remember what episode that is, but I think I remember that. All right, Enderman totally ruined my aesthetic. It looks like he's stealing my dirt. What a jerk. I guess he's just trying to help. I shouldn't be upset about that. But you know what I should do? There we go. That makes things a little less interesting to deal with. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of miss that now. All right. Kind of want to have this pouring down into here and then doing something. Maybe even kind of like water's coming here, then greenery's kind of coming out of it. That'd be kind of neat. I think I want that. What's going on over here? This just leads down here? Huh. I don't know. Oh, and it leads down here. Interesting. I don't know if I actually want that to pour over, so we're just gonna cut this off right here, just in case. Let's begin the great watering. Do I want it to pour out over here? It already is. That doesn't matter anyway. Although, if it's gonna do that, I might as well at least make it look like it's filled up. There we go. I think when spawning terrain, water should automatically do that. Like, if there's a big waterfall, it should spawn a pool at the bottom of the waterfall. Okay, that's good. And then this way, I guess. Yeah. I think we're just fill all of this. There we go. That looks more like what I wanted. Yes. 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 That looks good. This still kind of looks weird. Okay, whatever. That's fine. And then maybe we could do that moss trick. Place it here. Bone meal. Boom. Boom. What? No. Hit more moss. Grow. Why won't you grow? Did I do something wrong? Have I angered the moss? Maybe I need to place an individual moss block for each time I want to do it. Alright. Moss. Moss. Oh. If it has a moss carpet on top of it, or anything on top of it, it won't spread. I see. I see. I guess an anti-spread feature? Yes. This is looking good. Now more of that down here, please. Bam. 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 Oh, that's technically on top of it, I guess. How are we gonna do this? I guess I could put temporary mossy blocks. Oh, it doesn't convert. It only converts top blocks. Okay, that's neat. Good to know, good to know. It's almost kind of like grass in a way. Ooh, I do like how there's a little bit of a gap behind the waterfall. Maybe I can add something there. But yeah, this is kind of what I was imagining. Kind of like a little grassy area where the waterfall is. And then maybe even a little bit more grass over here. And maybe a little grassy thing right here too. Oops. I agitated the water. There we go. Yes, yes. It needs to be on a block and not on a carpet. Or not a carpet. Yeah, okay. Oh, hey! Hello, Glow Squid! He's like, oh no, I've made a mistake. I'm going back. Well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't too much of a mistake. No, no, no. I'm too scared. I don't want to ride the water ride. Water coaster? Water slide. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I think I might prefer grass, but this looks really good. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Exquisite. Oop, except for this gravel. Yeah, I really like this. Oh boy, that looks fancy. I love it. And then maybe the same thing up here. Oops. Moss. Moss. Moss, moss. Haha. Kind of a Spanish joke. Like moss is in more, and moss is in moss. Okay, and then little moss this way. Yes. Did that actually turn to grass, or was that just I think that was already down here, possibly because of the Enderman. Okay, this looks really cool. On the other hand, that kind of ruins my original idea in that now that looks overgrown a little bit. Although I could always cultivate it and just leave just the moss blocks. We will see. I'll have to check it out. See what my idea holds. I think this is like an OG song. Yeah, this is an OG song. Oh. Let's see that double image. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What episode was that? That looks kind of recent, isn't it? No, that's got to be old. Pretty sure that's old. Alright, let's see. 104. Alright, guys, if you want to see double legs, LP episode 104, around the 4-minute mark. Thank you, Fenris. Oh, by the way, Fenris is Bloody Toast. For any of you that want to shower him in praise. Let's see. So I'm really loving this, especially from like an outside view. Like, let's stand up here and look. Look at that. That looks sick. Like just from up here. I mean, we're probably gonna have to put lights down there, but you can see a lot of actual greenery down there. And a little bit of greenery. You're like, oh, what's going on down there? And then you see like the pathway, and then you see the tracks. The tracks aren't super noticeable. That could just be distance. Zoom in. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that looks sick. That looks so sick. I think we need more of that. Do a whole rewatch. Yeah, you know what, guys? I need the views. Just go for it. Just put it on like a podcast in the background, or you know what? Before you go to sleep, I just need the views, man. That's all I need. I've got enough subscribers. I need like a couple of hours worth of content watched. Although maybe once I start doing shorts again, that will help expedite things. I should try to do some shorts. Honestly, my shorts did really well. I just stopped doing them because it was definitely not boosting my subscriber count, and it wasn't doing anything for my channel. Like at the time, it didn't count towards my hours watched, and it didn't give me subscribers, and you couldn't monetize them, so it did nothing for your channel, really, or at least nothing for my channel. Yeah, I think any interaction with the video, so I always hate to say this because I don't want to be one of those YouTubers, but liking, commenting, subscribing, all of those help channels. I'm sure you've seen that in literally every other YouTube video that you watch, so I feel like most viewers already know to do those things to help support the channel you're on. I don't feel like I should say them, I guess. It's because it's already said so much, but it does help if you do want to support my channel. Comments, any kind of interaction with my videos helps a lot. It helps me pop up more often on other people's stuff, so it's kind of like word of mouth. Of course, word of mouth also helps, but it's really hard, like talking to your friends, like, oh hey, yo, it's really hard to even get your friends to be like, yo man, I love this book or this TV show, you should watch it. And they'd be like, oh yeah man, I got you. And then they never do. Yeah, I thought about doing that, my old videos, but the problem is I have no idea what the highlights of my videos are, and then I have to go through them and watch each and every single one. And that's a lot of work, and I do not have that kind of time. Did I do this? I think I did this. I don't remember doing this. That's the other thing I was thinking about doing, is maybe having like some kind of staircase or something going up here and then going here. But there's just so little room, I'm not sure what to do. thinking maybe like a little dock, and then you would just kind of use the dock to get over here. But it seems like such a huge waste of resources for something so insignificant. I wouldn't say resources, but like it just seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe if I put something else over here, but we'll have to work on that. Episode 30-ish? Oh, you guys are good. You're gonna have to write all these down for me. You know what? I'm gonna keep that suggestion too of 104. Just do like a little clip of my my double legs. Also, the pig jumping off the cliff when I was building my house. I don't actually remember that. I don't even remember what episode that was. Speaking of which, something you guys might be interested in, I even uploaded a save file of my original LP world before I built it. I think at one point, I basically rebuilt the seed from scratch. Not from scratch, but like I regenerated the world with that seed. So you have an empty world. You can see literally how much I did, and I might actually do a video comparing like this. Like this may not seem like a lot, but it is. There's a time when it happened again, and I said something funnier. That's great. Like the first time, it wasn't that funny, but the second time, yeah, you're actually pretty funny. Let's see. What am I doing now? Getting sidetracked. I didn't say sidetracked. I'm interacting with you guys, which is honestly the best part about streaming. I don't get this when I'm recording solo. I don't have the interaction with my viewers, which honestly I love. It's a lot of fun. Talking to you guys is the best part of my day. God, it's really funny. I love the new color of the wood, but in comparison, all the other wood sticks out now. It's like, oh, do I want to reconvert it, or do I want to blend it all? Oh, it's so hard. So hard. It's true. I love talking to you guys. You're the reason why I still do videos. The reason why I've kept coming back is to talk to all of you. That is true. 100%. Okay, so what am I going to do with all this? This weird platform could be usable. It's kind of like an open space dealio, or even just have like a little canopy going over the top. I could see that. But I do want like an actual building somewhere. I think like the actual building should be kind of like right here. Of course, it's not going to be a particularly square building. Ugh, it's the one thing I hate so much about building outside of mountains. The shape is so much more important and has the... I could always like literally have it latch on to the pillars. What do I even want to do? Oh, hello, Cassidy. Oh, kitty cat on camera time. My little meow meow. My little Cassidy. Kitty cat time. Oh yeah. Getting that love. She really likes it, like if you get like kind of under her ear like this, like close to her, as close to her skull as possible. She loves that. I'm not sure if you can see her face. Yeah. She gets like the kicky scratchy leg, and she gets like the I'm in another world kind of face. And then she always does a head shake afterwards. It's how you soft reset your cat. Them shaking their head is like Windows restarting kind of thing. Oh, do you want to stay? Do you want to stay on my lap? So I tried putting her down, and she's like, I didn't recall asking to be put down. Oh, look at that face. Oh, no, turn towards the camera. You gotta pay your rent, Cassidy. Yeah. Oh. She loves the head scratches. Oh. So cute. Yeah. Oh. I pet her too much. It's really funny. Cassidy, oh, now she's kissing me because she's sorry for biting me. She's a really good kitty cat. A lot of cats will like freak out and attack you if you overstimulate them, which chances are if a cat's ever attacked you, you overstimulated them or you misread their body language. But Cassidy, if you ever annoy her, she just, the only thing she can do to really let you know is she'll like bite you, but she won't bite you. She'll just like kind of like rest her teeth on your skin like, hey, stop it. And I took that as a sign of aggression at first, and I kind of felt bad. It's like, no, you get out of here. You don't bite me. But I learned how to speak Cassidy, and she's just like, hey, that's too much. Please stop. And she, yeah, it's basically how she communicates. She's like, hey, that's a lot. Please stop. But then, like, if you stop, she'll immediately, like, just release you and then just, like, even kiss you a little bit. Like, hey, thank you for respecting my boundaries. It's a really good cat. Really good at communicating. She's very smart, although she does a lot of dumb things. This morning, she caught a moth. And anytime she catches her prey, it's usually, like, a string or something. She'll, like, drag it into the living room meowing. Like, hey, come check it out. I got something for you. And she'll drop it on the floor. But she did that with the moth this morning. Instead of eating it, she let it fly around and re-catch it. I think all the bugs we get in our house is because of her. All right, let's see. Sidetracked with Kitty again. Oh, by the way, for those of you that love my puns, her full name is Catsidy. But I call her Cass or Cassidy because it's kind of awkward explaining that to the vets. Or at least I'm a little embarrassed to put that down on a medical record, even if it's for a cat. Okay, let's see. Building. I know a trick that usually works is by putting down wool. And is cyan different? Am I missing the cyan texture? Oh no. Oh no. The cyan wool block is missing, guys. we messed up. The cyan. Oh, and the gray. The gray. I guess technically the dark gray because that's the light gray. So yeah, we're missing some textures, guys. I think. Is that because? No, it's not because of connected textures. Yeah, we messed up somehow. We're missing some textures. I'll write that down. Which was that, cyan or? I think that was cyan. Yeah. Cyan and gray. Wool missing. All right. Okay. So blocks. What kind of footprint are we looking to make here? I don't want to get rid of the pillars. That's a cool feature. You couldn't find the pig? Oh, Commander Shepard. That's what his name was. I remember Commander Shepard. Oh my god. I don't remember if it was Shepard or a different wolf, but I remember it died at one point protecting me from, I think, a creeper. And then I made a little grave for it. Yes, I also found that world with his grave and his doghouse, which I've also uploaded. And that was technically like my pre-LP series. Like I started on that world, and then a new update came out that changed terrain generation. So I'm like, I know, I'll just keep my build and literally throw it into a new place. So I MC edited it instead of rebuilding it for some reason. But yeah, that was my most famous LP series, and that was technically like my world prior to that. Okay, how do I want to do this? Ugh, I was so inspired to work over here, but I can't visualize anything now. I think maybe just like a small hut right here will be good, just to start off. How big? I kind of want a throughway, or however, I could also make a pathway going this way. which also makes sense. Or I guess you could even go through the alchemy lab technically. So let's just say this way. This way. Which house? Oh, was it that tiny house? And was that the real life mine one where I threw a creeper at it? That was a very fun video to make. Just yeeting a vinyl creeper. So let's see. I could just build a wall all the way up here. That's fine, even if it clips into the roof a little bit, because you don't really need a roof down here. I could also do the same thing. I could expand the wall right here if I had to, just for a little bit of extra room. Although maybe I do want a little bit of space in between. Oh, LP house? Oh! That's what it was. You're right. I lined it all up with so much TNT and then blew it to hell. That save file was really weird, by the way. When I updated it, I'm not sure if it was because of, like... I don't think I was using a mod besides, like, Optifine or something. But, like, all of the grass in the surrounding area, the top layer, like, all the grass, none of the dirt. All of the grass deleted. So it's like a huge chunk of land just missing. I kind of fixed that by, when I updated it recently, I replaced any of the grass that was really noticeable, like around my little greenhouse. But then I also just set down some grass blocks and set the tick speed to like 100, and that fixed a lot of that. I don't know what was up with that save file. Took a break and made a little homestead. Mike, yes, that's LP2 technically. I also found that save file. I think I uploaded it. I was a little embarrassed by it because it's like, man, it was my first ever house building outside of Minecraft, or building outside of a mine, and it was not a good attempt. I guess what I could always do here is just kind of have like one of those corners. Kind of goes like this. We have a little bit of a way from that. I could even kind of do a little further back if I wanted to, like so. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a perfectly square place, and I think that adds a lot of depth and character to it. It would even let me go back one further if I wanted to, which I kind of do, and I definitely want like a little patio right here. Yeah, that would be so sick, where you just kind of come out and you're like, oh yes, everything is looking good out here. Great place for tea. First world? Oh god, which LP was that? You know, I don't even think I have an original copy of that world. Wow, that was like... I think that was before the mountain base, actually. Wow. Yeah, wow. So, when I originally started doing videos, I had like the little greenhouse that went down into my base with the panic room. And that was my pre-LP series. I showed that off and people liked it so much that I started an LP series. And that was the second base, where I went up the mountain and I made the yin-yang fortress. I don't even remember what else I did with that, but that eventually became my first SMP world. Yeah, Mo Creatures. And I also remember around that time is when I submitted a video to Sea Nanners, I believe, because they were doing a contest where they were doing this big server party where a bunch of other famous YouTubers and Notch himself was going to be there. And he basically had a +1, or maybe even a couple of them. And you submitted a video, and I got selected. I was so excited, and I kept trying to message him and get on. I was watching the stream, and nothing ever happened. And apparently there was some kind of like mess up, not on his end, but like on his, basically his tech end, like whoever was doing that for him, because he was streaming, he had to have someone else do that. It just never happened, and I was so disappointed. I was so sad, so sad. Yeah, the 3x3 wheat square. That was my pre-LP world with the little greenhouse, and then you went down when they had the panic room. That panic room video got me so many subscribers and likes. Apparently, I was the first person to, or at least the first notable person to do something like that. People loved it. Man, Minecraft was so simple back then. Well, YouTube was so simple back then. You just put out some content. All I did was casually like post it on the Minecraft forums, which had no real like rules like they do now. Like, oh, you can't post more than like one a day or something like that. Like, it was so easy to just promote yourself without even being spammy or annoying, and you just got subscribers and views. It was so simple back then, and now everything's an algorithm, and there's no way to really promote yourself. At least not that I know of. Was the Yin Yang part of my actual Let's Play? I don't remember. I don't remember at all. I have to go back. Huh. Well, when I say my actual Let's Play, because I mean, I think I technically started my Let's Play super early, but what I mean by my actual Let's Plays, technically the one with the mountain base, because that was the one I was most well known for. That was like my flagship part of the series, because it was all technically part of the same LP, but a different world and a different start. So I think that's where my communication is failing a little bit. Okay, so doing this little structure helps a lot. By the way, at least it helps me a lot. So for any of you out there that is having a hard time visualizing your builds, just throw down a little square. That helps a lot. I usually like to do logs around the door. Maybe I still will, but it's got to be a different log. Maybe stripped logs. I think that might look good. Looks better. We'll work on it. Yeah, my base before the mountain base. What I basically meant was if it was in the same world. That's what I mean by different LPs. Because technically it was all the same series, but not the same world. I love having cobblestone as a base block. I like bricks, but honestly, I've had a problem with the brick texture since I first started using it. Like, it looks good on its own, but I cannot get it to look good in my builds. I think I need a new brick texture. For me, personally. I mean, I think I'm just gonna get rid of this. Just do something like that. So the floor is even, and then just do this. And then this is my floor now. Or at least it will be my floor. And then right here, I'm thinking raised platform. Which doesn't even have to raise immediately right there. Could be something like, give me some stairs. Something like all the way out right here, and then it just kind of wraps around right there. And then that's a platform. So it's kind of like the work area. This is kind of like the main pathway through. It's going to have another little door. And then some more of these. Kind of want to have a tall roof. Maybe slanted. I'm thinking slanted. There we go. Sadly lost in the Great Migration. Yeah, a lot of good stuff got lost when I migrated my saves over. But the alternative was, I couldn't take everything just because it was a lot of work. I also didn't feel like everything was worth saving. Yeah. Huh. I'm thinking a slant roof that goes this way and then kind of goes that way. Or maybe, like, it goes this way, drops down, and then goes... Huh. I don't think I have the room to do that. So I think a standard semi-flat roof. Or a semi-raised roof. So this will probably go up a little higher. And again, it doesn't really need a roof, but also... Yeah, I think so too. Speaking of which, in this series, I do want to bring back a lot of throwbacks of my previous series. All of them. Just like little things. Like even my most recent current Let's Play with the Hobbit Hole, I'm going to rebuild that. Just in a different spot. I was actually really unsatisfied with the Savannah? It feels weird to say like I'm saying it wrong. The Savannah, not a huge fan with that. We got to get the biome colors worked out with the grasses, because some of the grasses just looks awful. Like in Tundra, it's like a pale blue-gray, and it looks awful. The Tundra color looks disgusting. I think that's just the default colors, so we need to do a custom one, and I have no idea how to do that. I'm going to build the Yin Yang Fortress. I might even try to update it. I might try to update all of them. I'm going to bring back at least most of my original dwarf house. My dwarf mansion is what I call it. I'm going to bring back, like I said, the Hobbit Hole. I'm at least bring back the greenhouse of the very first one, which I feel like I've kind of done already, but more traditional, more true to the original. So I like this so far. Again, I'm probably going to change up a lot of these colors and blocks and such, but I'm going back with all the traditionals of all the colors and stuff I know I like. Ooh, that probably needs log right there too. Ooh, I just realized the roof is going to be kind of different, so... Maybe throw another support. Oops. Oh no. Another support right here in the middle, which kind of makes sense. This will have a nice window to it. This, I mean, it still could have a window, but essentially these will be the main supports. The roof will slant this way, and then there will be a piece that slants this way. I think that will look good. And this will just be a lower roof. So, for reference, it will look kind of like... It's going to probably be a lot more subtle. So, like, probably slabs instead of stairs. But it'll be kind of like... Oh, God. This is terrible. So, yeah, kind of like this, but less horrific. Do something like this. All the builders build like this. There we go. Something kind of more akin to that. It's a nice subtle slope. Several subtle slopes. Sunk severely. I rebuilt your forn the dome? The dome? Will you get the submarine base? That never happened. I do still want to do that. I'm not sure where I could do it. Finish, were you talking about the dome from my Yin Yang fort? Or am I misunderstanding? My snow globe? So let's see. I don't know any places around here I could do it. Although... this is massively deep for no reason. Oh my god. Look at that. Like, holy crap. That's like a... that's deeper than the surrounding water. What happened here? The fortress. The Yin Yang fortress? I don't think there's any good places for a submarine base around here. It's going to probably have to be somewhere further. Although I think it would be very interesting to just have a ship or a submarine, some random location it shouldn't be, and just like leave notes in it like, oh yeah, we're testing out the teleportation mechanics today. That would actually be really cool. Also, what is this? Just a little island surrounded entirely by river. A perfect spot for little bridges, like there. This is a prime spot to build a little city on, or a little town anyway. I might have to build another town too. Wow. This is a good spot. Like, if we were playing Civ, this is primo location. I don't know if they have any resources nearby though. Yeah, I love that base. It's a really good base. Also, where does this go? Is this also open to my massive ravine thing? No, it's just its own little pocket ravine. Pocket ravine. Although maybe. This doesn't look like it actually connects to it. But, like, I mean, honestly, so far, everything around it has seemed to connect to it. So, I don't know. Sheep? Were they down there? I didn't notice them. Were they up here? Oh, bees! Hey, bees! I would also like to replace all of my mobs with the original mobs that we had. These sheep look like they're from... these almost look like John Smith sheep. I don't even know where these sheep came from. And the pigs. These pigs look really pale. I don't know what's wrong with them. Let's see. I don't see any good spots that would have a good submarine harbor. Also, I see dripstone. I think we already found this place before, actually. Yeah, I know where this is. And oh my god, this is also a great spot to build. So maybe we'll have this connect somehow later. Or at least be part of a different build. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, I spooked him. Sorry. I mean, to be fair, oh, there he goes. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a... wait, I can't... I don't know how much I can sing of that. Warp Drive beta trials. Yeah, entities. I did actually commission those sheep. The sheep, the cows, the pigs, I think. I did commission those at one point. And since apparently none of us are good at entity textures, I think it might be a good idea to get some of those commissioned. Especially since I have adult money now. I really don't have adult money now, but now that I have a trades job, I at least am not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, which is so nice. Speaking of which, any of you interested in getting out of minimum wage jobs, I highly recommend trade work. However, they're also going to try to screw you on to pay initially. I think there's a lot of jobs I tried to get into before this one that was straight up wanted to pay me less than what I was currently making in food service. It was ridiculous. I had one job straight up tell me like, they're like, we're paying like 16 an hour for apprentices, and I'm just like, yo, man, I'm getting paid 16.50 at my current job, and Walmart's paying 16. You're doing trade work, which is way more skilled labor, even for an apprentice, and more dangerous. I would rather work in an air conditioned warehouse all day than do that for the same pay. And they were just like, yeah, I can't believe Walmart's paying that. And I'm just like, I can't believe you're paying that. Like, how are you so out of touch? Like, Walmart is famously known for paying poverty wages. I'm probably gonna get slammed on by Walmart for talking about them, but like, this isn't a secret. I'm not like exposing them. This is like common knowledge. And like, they are famously known for not paying very well, and you're paying the same wage as them. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Employers have no idea what anything is worth these days. Yeah, we do practically need every kitty. Oh God. Yeah, honestly, at that point, Kara, you're just better off taking the one with the like less pay but less of a commute. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. God, we also need to fix the stone that spreads onto other things, because you can see there it doesn't match the color for some reason. I think it's because I think it was Toast that made those, and the stone color that we use is slightly off, so I need to fix that for mine. But yeah, the wages they're paying in general these days is ridiculous, because like, none of them seem to understand either that like the prices of everything is going up, so I need to labor is going up too, and they're like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not paying more for labor. And it's like, but like, you have to though, or you're not going to get workers. That's what you have to do. You have to pay more to get more. And then God, all the older generations are always just like, why doesn't anybody want to work anymore? And it's like, people want to work, they just don't want to work for what you're offering. I don't know, a single person. I mean, to be fair, none of us do want to work, but we all have to work. Like, that's how it works, right? Like, none of us want to go to a job that we hate every day, but like, we need money. So all of us do want money. It's just nobody's paying us enough money to do your job, or the job that you're paying people to do. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. How does nobody... It's kind of like a bad relationship. It's like, oh, I can never find somebody willing to treat me right. It's like, either you're looking for the wrong people or you're not offering much, because there's a lot of people that are just... what's the word? Entitled, I think is the right word I'm looking for. It's like, I want somebody to treat me like a queen or a king, and it's just like, well, yeah, but are you gonna treat them the same way? Everything is give and take, especially jobs, by the way. Like, if you're not getting anything out of your job, like, working is not a privilege, it's a necessity to pay your bills, and any other job can do that, especially in this current market, by the way. I'm very pro worker, by the way, if that isn't obvious. It's not really a political stance, I feel. It's just I care about people. Which I feel is unfortunately very extremist for a lot of people. But anyway, I should probably get off of this topic, just in case. I don't feel like Minecraft is quite the medium for this topic. Let's see, what are we doing now? I feel like this roof is a little low. Little low. Sometimes you just can't help what your brain goes to. This is actually looking really good so far. I'm really digging this. I'm digging it. Oh yeah. That's true. I should start a podcast, I guess. I don't know. I don't think the world needs another podcast, in my opinion. But that just reminds me of a funny meme I saw on Reddit the other day. It was about this guy. It's just like, yeah, my day is split up into 3 days. So like 12 to 6, 6 to whatever. By time I have the end of my day, I'm already like 2 days ahead of you. And stack that over a week, that's X amount of hours. Stack that over a year, I'm so far ahead of you. And somebody made a little funny song that was just like, another white guy with a podcast. And that's just kind of what it reminded me of. I was like, hey, you don't need another opinion that nobody asks for on the internet. On one hand, I feel like my opinion is very valid, but on the other hand, everybody feels that way about their opinions, so. Minecraft house and chat and drink tea. You know, that actually would be really cool. Just a Minecraft podcast, where instead of everyone standing around, just everybody in their skins and Minecraft world. Yeah. It could even be building while we do it. It'd actually be really neat. I like that idea, Kara. Planks. Let's try some. That looks better. I feel like it's going to transition weird to the roof, though. What else do we got? I guess I could do birch. Oh, excuse me. I think my problem with birch is it's just too light. Yeah, it's almost... Oh, God. What was that? Oh, Syntax is now following. Hello, welcome. SMP Cafe. For a moment, I misread that as Simp Cafe, and that is an entirely different podcast. Simp Cafe. Unfortunately, I think a lot of you would watch that. I say unfortunately. What was it? Okay, now these birch logs actually look really good, right there. But again, I think just a little too stark white. Call it tea time with Tyken. The new look? Oh, my new look. Yes, thank you. I don't know how to take compliments. I really don't. I've got so much baggage. So much baggage to deal with everything. I've only recently been able to start taking compliments, both through a lot of my own healing, but also my current partner, Stace, has just been amazing. It's just been great for my mental health, and also it's always hard for me taking a compliment because I always feel like I'm undeserving or that it's disingenuine. And it's just hard for me to accept that anybody would you know, what's the word? Genuinely feel that way when I don't feel that way about myself. But on my previous previous stream, I talked about how learning to love yourself is a big step towards healing and progression. And I finally started to accept myself and love myself. And now those compliments don't feel so... what's the word? They feel more genuine and real. Even if they were always genuine and real, they finally feel that way. Which is always a hard step, I feel. Especially for a lot of people. But yeah. Yes, that is challenging. And I appreciate you. It definitely helps to have a lot of great friends in your life looking after you and taking care of you. Like all of you. You've all been so supportive. Even after all these years that haven't been doing YouTube or anything, you're still here, still supporting me. And I'm eternally grateful for that. You're all the best friends I could ever hope for. And now I don't know what to say. Let's see. So that border looks really good right there. I kind of do want to put a window here. But also, I feel like there's a lot more to do. I could always have... something like so. Oops. This way. Oof, that's gonna be difficult to deal with. Huh. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there either. Since we can't, like, Oh. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Could do just like another layer like this to hide the log. And then just kind of have this up more. And then I could just raise this roof right there. I don't know if that looks better or not. The answer is both yes and no. Well, I guess this one doesn't matter very much because it's right there. Although, what I could do as well is just drop all of this. Oof. Full block across here, and that helps a lot. Yes, yes, yes. So now I have to deal with that, though. Ooh, maybe I could do something from the inside. I don't know why I didn't think of that first. Maybe some stairs. Or I could just flatten out the roof. Problem solved. I don't think that exposes anything either way. Actually doesn't look so bad. I like it. I like it a lot. Now the problem is right there. What? Oh, that's the part of the roof. Okay. So we'll just do that. I guess we'll just put this back. And that looks a little weird, but maybe if we do something like this. Oops. Kinda. Okay. I still don't know about this wood selection, but we will use it for now and improve it later. Because again, for those of you that weren't here last stream, perfection is the enemy of progress. And I shall fight my enemies. I kind of want like a little window right here. Even just a small one, but a long one, perhaps. That's really cute. I really like that. And I kind of want one above the door, maybe? Ooh, I want something there, but we'll work on that. So a long window right there. And I kind of like this, kind of like a two-story window. Just feels weird to have like wall and then window. And do I want this to be so big? I guess I could just make it too wide. I think I like the stained glass way more than the regular glass. Yes. Mass place, mass break would be nice. It looks a little weird from the outside. Maybe we can do the same trick. That works. However, I think it requires me to do one more layer. Ouch. That works. That doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. Still needs some work. But again, good enough for now. Oh, by the way, I have been working on this. I am not sure where I'm going to place it yet. I kind of want to place it in here somewhere, but I'm not sure where. I was going to say maybe in the corner. Ooh, or hanging from the ceiling. Okay, so... shame. Maybe outside. Let's do it outside, just so we have a little bit more room. Maybe have like a support beam coming out right here. Or even on a dolly or something. I think that's tall enough. So let's get a barrel. Very important. So I don't know where I'm going to put this, but we're going to put it here for now. And then we're going to get a slab. Just an oak slab. God, we need to fix this barrel so bad. Can I still get in there? Yeah, okay. Barrels don't care. So, okay, now, how did I do this? Glass. Oh God, I'm getting hungry. Oh, only 30 more minutes. I can wait. Ooh, maybe this is too low. And then, bap. Actually don't know how I feel about those. And this is too low. Oh no. Let's see, how many more blocks? Because I could always make it shorter. It's only too high though? Oof. It's gonna be a really short bottle. But doable. Just to kind of show it off. Yeah, we'll just show it off for now. And we can always raise it. But I designed a potion bottle. Ta-da! Actually, I think I made it a little bit bigger. The smaller one actually looks pretty good. Maybe I can slim it down a little bit more. Something like, yes, something like this maybe. It's gonna look weird from any other angle, but from the side, might not look too bad. That actually kind of looks weird, but it doesn't look bad. And then do something like lava or some other liquid. The bottle will color the liquid regardless. So there we go. So there we go. My little potion bottle. I think the original design I did was slightly larger. Yeah, it was 2 or 3 wide. I think 3 wide of this. So, all the way around? At least with the top, it looks kinda awkward. Like it, oops. So the problem with that, it just looks less round and more square, especially at the top. Maybe that would look a little less wonky with a bigger bottle. Let's try that out. Oh no. You know what? Let's just go somewhere else and try this. It does need a wider base, but maybe if we just do 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. The problem is that's too big. Maybe if I buckle it in a little. No, then it looks really square. So here's what I was doing with the bigger build. So maybe this will look better with the bigger version. What I think I was doing actually was something like this. At least something akin to this. Yeah, something like this. It doesn't have to have liquid in there. You can literally put anything. But this is the bigger design that I was using. Now I think about it though, if I'm going to be putting it in the shop, it's going to probably need to be smaller. Itchy nose. Okay. So then, I don't remember, was it something like this? I think it was. I think I'm just kind of redesigning it on the fly, honestly. Oops. Ah, there we go. Was it? Is that it? Yeah, especially bigger, it kind of rounds it out a little bit more. I think that's what I did. Or perhaps I did just this. This seems right. I could always load up that save file, but this appears to be correct. And then I did something like this at the top. And then what I did, for 2 reasons, I put a slab there, and then a barrel on top. Oops. I did this because it looks like it's partially in, not like all the way in, and the barrel on top actually has storage if you want to actually put potions in it. So then I did this. I think maybe the middle one needs to be the same as the top. Potion bottle. Came up with a 2x2 version. I mean, I could see how that would work, but the main reason I wanted a 1x1 or 3x3 is so I could hang it from a chain. But I'm interested in seeing your design. Feel free to post it in the Discord. Oh no, I need to start bringing snackies with me when I do streams. I'm so hungry. So hungry. Oops. Papa. Papa. Potion bottle. Full of lava. Potion bottle. Full of lava. This actually doesn't look... That actually looks way better. With the smoothed up top at just the top. That actually looks really good, I think. My own personal opinion. Ooh. Now that's an idea. That is an idea. That's a great idea. Okay, let's get rid of all this lava. Mojang, we need lava sponges. Stat. Okay, water. Bump. 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 I thought we fixed that. Huh. I guess that fix doesn't work. Somebody get in the Discord. Let Dangeresque know that the... No, it wasn't the glass pane fix he gave me. It was the painting fix he gave me. Oh no, the problem with the water was the overlay. I thought I fixed that. Huh. Okay. What? Oh no. I know what I did. I was trying to fill up the rest of the glass so it would bump. Bump. There we go. Alright, now we need glow squid. I don't know how we're gonna get a glow squid in there in the SMP or the SSP, I suppose. There we go. Potion of glow squid. He's just gonna be in the very top all day, isn't he? Hello again. Welcome back. All right, let me check out this this bottle. Ooh, okay. Huh. Interesting. I do like how it looks more like a traditional, like more like a cylindrical glass vial with a stopper in it. Your light in the darkness. Is that a reference? Is that a reference to something, Kara? I feel like it is. I also do really like this tiny bottle. It looks weird. Don't we all? But I kind of really like the tiny bottle. I think I might keep both. I might put this one inside, like in a corner somewhere. The problem is the glass panes are gonna stick to things. Okay. I thought you were referencing something I've mentioned briefly, long time ago. During my emo phase, I always called myself the light in a dark world, which is, I guess, kind of anti-emo, but also like the world is pain. I try to make the world a slightly better place. It's kind of what like my e-mata, if you will, was. Do regular glass blocks in the middle of the tiny one? So like one of these. That just seems too big. That seems too big. Oops. Come here, you. Okay. That actually looks really good. I stand corrected. Or sit corrected, rather. Then make the corners planes? Okay, first of all, I do like that base. As it is, it's good. I think I tried the corner ones originally, and people were saying that looked weird. Let's try it one more time. On the smaller one, it does look kind of weird. If you're looking at it from the front, you don't really see the corners. If you're looking at it from the side, it just seems janky. Yeah, a lot of border. A lot of border. A lot of border. Which... I was going to make a joke about the border situation with America, but it just wouldn't be funny. Without the connected textures, it looks a little bit better? Huh. Wouldn't know. I love connected textures, and they're not going anywhere. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Or at least kill on, because I don't die. I'm American. But I digress. Wait. Die? Gress. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad at all. Oh no, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. So hungry. The hunger is unlike any I've known. I weep, for I cannot feed. I cannot feast upon anything. Let's see, stairs. Digress on that hill. Yes, I will digress on that hill. It's a good hill to digress on. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Brains. Yes, that's how I feel right now. Brains. Brains. I hunger.
You hungry?
I hungry. I guess I could do a small window here. Oh no. Goodbye, stone. Let's see. You have any snacks nearby? I need snacks. It's also kind of weird having that pillar there. I think it would look a lot better without this pillar. I guess the roof doesn't need a pillar. I guess it don't. Just put that there. We'll see how that looks and if I hate it or not. That actually doesn't look so bad from the outside, and from the inside it looks relatively good. Okay. I think we solved my issue with that. Now, alternatively, we could still put a border in the middle, and that would make it look better. It would still offset the windows a bit. But I could always widen the windows. Well, no, couldn't widen that one. My bad. I guess it doesn't have to look symmetrical. I do like that additional border. I don't think I need another one at the top. I feel like there's too much going on then. I think that looks really good as is. As is. And hello, Lewis. Nice of you to join us. I also feel really weird about the roof. And that kind of being part of the roof right there. Although I could always blend it. Not sure what else I could do there. I guess that's only one strip. Or maybe could just have a support beam going across the top. No. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Ooh, another thing I could do, I guess put up trapdoors or something right there. Maybe even do this. That helps. It does look better. It just doesn't look good. Oh, I need to start bringing snacks to my stream. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I know I keep saying that, but that's all my mind and my body is focused on right now. Snacks! Bring me snacks! And yet my calls go unheeded because I do not get up. I am... Have a little balcony? What do you mean? Like... Huh. Interesting. When doing a slab roof, you can let the walls poke through. Maybe. But I do like your idea of like a little balcony, perhaps. Just something kind of hanging off the wall. Or, shoot. Slab? Slab, okay. So... I guess we'll fix that later. I don't feel like fixing it right now when I'm still messing with it, but... I'm thinking... dirt? Maybe moss. I don't know if moss will work. And then... That's actually what I wanted. Get rid of all this. Give me some of the weeping vines. Can I not? Oh, I have to turn that on, I think. Which I think shift right click? Control click? There we go. I think these drop down. Crimson roots? I think those just grow up. I think these grow up, but we can check. Where? What else grows down? Vines. Where the vines at? Can't find the vines, guys. I guess I can always type it out, but that's the principle of the matter. Vines and glowberries. Oh. Little attic for chests or storage or something. I do like that. I was also thinking... I thought about having hanging plants anyway. So... I figure that might be a good spot to do this at. If this doesn't work, we can always try alternative ideas. Do they grow on other stuff? I don't recall. Because dirt doesn't look good. But anyway. Bone meal. Oh. Does it not? Okay. That's funny. It doesn't grow it just grows the berries. So I don't hate this idea, but I think it might be better off somewhere else. Maybe on the back wall or like this corner or something. I think it looks good right here. Okay. We've got 15 minutes left of the stream. I'm feeling severe hungies, so I think I'm going to wrap this up sooner than later. Just because all I can focus on is food. You know they grow on moss. This roof is a little awkward too, so it's going to be a little interesting. See what we can come up with. So I want it a little bit higher than that. I can't really do that with how the roof is going. So maybe all the way up here. Nope, higher. First of all, I guess I can make that kind of look like it's growing from that, growing down, but I don't think that's in the spirit of things. Oh, apparently these also grow on moss, so that's cool. I think these can grow on literally anything. Yep, okay. And then berries. Oh, they can also grow on anything. That makes this a lot easier. Okay. Might actually just leave a piece right there. That would look cool. Ooh, I'm thinking like a little grow bed right here next to the window too. Huh. Okay, Thinking maybe keep like an entire like little box for them to grow on, but not put any right by the window or by the door. And maybe even do that over here too. Maybe not. Ooh, I like this idea, but I feel like this is... Yeah, thank you. I think this is going to be one of those things where it's like... me... anguishing over perfection, and that just doesn't happen. Oh, can't do that. Okay, that actually looks really good. All my grapes gone. Love it. Fences above the moss? What do you mean fences above the moss? Oh, fences? Like that? That does look good. I think that would work there too. Now the other idea I had. The other idea I had is, I'm not sure if I wanted to do it in here, make it more greeny. Oh, hey, I just realized now that I had an idea for a spot over here. If I'm willing to flatten this out a little bit more, maybe even over here, I could build it. I was thinking kind of a little bit more steampunky. So maybe have, I just don't feel like I have a lot of room is the problem. Ugh. That's the problem with building in the overworld. You gotta worry about terrain. This is underground. I just would have built a big square box and then shaped it to my liking. Ugh. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, oops, lightning rod. And then like I guess they don't have to be joint together. Make it all one direction. So let's see. How do I want to do this? Ooh, I have an idea. I have an idea. Then copper, maybe? Copper block? We shall see. So it kind of looks like the... I actually really dig that. I'm not sure about the copper blocks, though. An iron block, you mean instead of a cauldron? Or no, junction. Let's try a few different things. What was my other idea? Oh, raw iron. I forgot that exists. Copper stair? Copper stair. Oh, wait. There's no just regular copper stair? There's only cut copper stair? Okay. Thanks, Mojang. That kind of works, but not really. So let's try... Oops. Oh, no. I have to power that somehow. Why do you do this? I guess I could always... Oh, wait. Well, There you go. Kinda. That actually does look kinda nice. I also have another idea. I don't know if it's going to work with the lightning rods, but what if I do something like this? Kinda. What if I do a slab instead? So it kind of looks like a little reservoir. I think the exposed water is a little weird, though. Oh, I just realized that another idea, because the other direction didn't make sense. But what if I did this? That doesn't look any better, honestly. Oh, tummy. Let's see. Up top, almost like a vent? Right? What do you mean, like a vent? Like, do you mean up here is where you meant? Like that? Kinda. I just feel like maybe steel isn't what we need. That's not what we need either. What do we need? I feel like I want to waterlog something, but it just doesn't look right. Ooh, here's an idea. What if we did it this way? Yes. What if we did it that way? So you only see the water kind of in the corner. Yeah. I think that looks pretty good. So you see the water in the corner, but you don't see the water exposed. Still looks a little odd. I think I'm gonna have to modify the trapdoor, or use a different trapdoor, or something else entirely. Observer maybe, or a dropper. Let's see, slab. I think this would also look good. It's right there. Can't really tell too much that it's like that. So that kind of looks like a hydroponics almost. And I'm really digging that vibe. I kind of want to do this over here too. Ooh, I think I'm just gonna have separate ones for this. So maybe I like it in the corner and then just extra long all the way around. Oops, nope. Ooh. For these, I don't have the room for it, but I had the idea of using dripstone effectively. I don't think that's going to work the way I want it to, though. I guess it doesn't have to actually look like it's connected to them, just like it's a sprinkler that drips down. And then again, we can do something similar, like right here. There we go. Trapdoor, water, lever. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. It needs something different, but again, just having it here and now is better than not having it at all. I'm not actually sure I want it all the way in the corners, but you know what? We'll find. We'll try it out. I said I was going to wrap this up early, and then I got a burst of inspiration, and now I just want to see this through. You know, I'm sure this probably won't work, but... Huh. Huh. I kind of like that. I don't like that the water is exposed. However, I do like that it's dripping. Here's another idea. Let's get rid of this first. Oops. Sorry. Sorry, glue thing. What if I did something like this? And maybe like that. Alright. Now the trick is... How am I going to put something in the corner like that? Well, I guess what I could always do is just not have it go that way. So now watch this. How am I going to power that? Redstone? What do we got? Ooh, here's an idea. Maybe if... Ooh, not what I meant to do. Okay, here's an idea. What if I did it this way? Yes! Okay, I'm really gonna like this. Except that does not power trapdoors for some reason. No. That's funny. The most useless switch ever. I kind of want to do that as a prank in my LP world. Like, you're like, okay, to get in, you need to flip the switch, and you're like, okay, cool, flip the switch. What happened? Why isn't it working? Okay. That's not a bad idea. I don't think a painting would work. But here was my idea. Of course, I could always do this. Oops, got rid of that. Okay, so first of all, water. Can I reach all the way over there? Oh, I can. Cool. Oh no! We'll fix that in a second. So, here's why I had the switches before, because when the water drips, it kind of looks like it's dripping out of them, which I think is kind of neat. However, it doesn't look very good. Oh, cool. Even just having it there blocks it. Okay. I also really hate that those things are there. They also do hide the water a little much. But I do like that you can kind of see the water coming through. But I don't like how far out they stick. Something else that hangs. Maybe I could do dripstone. I don't think the dripstone will continue to grow since it's not on dripstone. Yeah. Huh. I just realized I like these, but they're not very pointed. Huh. Oh no. My phone screen went off. Let's see. Did I miss anything? No. Okay, Huh. I don't think there's any more viable options that we can do. Maybe signs, but again, that doesn't really have the same aesthetic that I want. I think we're just gonna have to redo the iron grates. Even then, the problem with the iron grates is it... Huh. Huh. I don't think there's going to be a perfect solution to this. Also, can you hang tripwires from the ceiling? No. However, I could do something like this. Does that stop the drip? No, it drips through the iron rods. Or the... That's so cool! Why aren't people using this? This is so cool. I guess you wouldn't want that there. But yeah, so let's see. I don't think this is going to fit the vibe regardless. I mean, it kind of fits a cottagecore vibe. Cottagecore meets steampunk. I kind of dig it, honestly. Wait, is that jungle? Oops. I do know that dripping dripstone fills cauldrons with lava and water. But I did not know that lightning rods basically act as dripstone. Oops. Oh no. Oh no. I messed up, guys. I actually really like this one. Kind of gives like a cottagecore vibe, and I dig it. That one feels a little bit more necessary. Huh. Okay, so I do want to continue the water on this wall. No, that wouldn't make too much sense because that would only give me like 3 more pieces. And block the stairs a little. Oh. Hiccup and a burp. Potent combination. Alright, I am going to wrap this up because it's almost time to go. And you guys are so inspiring. You literally pushed me through my hunger. If just briefly. Ugh, it's really tight entry. Also, giggity? That looks really good. Although, I think this would look a little bit better this way. I think it does look better that way. Dripping water also converts cobble? You mean like with lava? Huh. Doesn't seem to. Does dripstone do that? I don't think dripstone does unless it's on a dripstone block. Regular cobble into mossy. Huh. Did not know about that. I did not know you can convert regular cobblestone to mossy. I'm not sure about this edge piece right here. There we go. That's better. It just sucks having such limited space. I could put more right here. Yeah, something like so. And then maybe like a workstation or something here. That makes sense. And then pots. Ooh, I have an idea, actually. More trapdoors. I like that concept, but apparently dripstone with water drips mud into clay. Oh, cool. Man, there's so much stuff I don't know. Some great material for some shorts. That can also be taken out of context to be like, yeah, let's make some pants without legs. I really like the idea of using these as shutters, but that's not going to work on the inside. I think it's going to work on the outside over here. Bam, bam, bam. Huh. I wonder if I... could put a little window right here. Yeah. Yeah. That way they also get sunlight. And you can see more from the outside. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That really does a lot. That does a lot for me. That looks really cool, honestly. My God. Both inside and out, that looks amazing. I love it. Old blue trapdoor texture? Yeah, it's kicking around somewhere. I like this one a little bit better, at least for one of them. It doesn't matter which one. But this is great for like backs of doors, backs of chairs, barrels. Love it, love it. Why aren't these two growing? Did I do something to you guys? Do you not like it? I guess I probably don't want them all growing the same height anyway. Or you know what, better yet, have it grow down, cover the door so people don't know it's there. Ha ha ha. Bloop. Although, I am thinking, I do need a workstation. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I guess this could be the workstation, but I kind of want it a little bit more, so maybe at least get rid of some of this. Or at least, like, have it only grow in, like, one high. Then have a workstation right here. Plop, 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 plop. Maybe even like this. Yes, yes. And then something right here, even if it's only like shelves or something. Or another, I don't know if another window would be nice. Actually, maybe. And what you do is have a little bit of moss with some stuff growing on it there. I feel like it has too many windows and not enough workspace. But you kind of need that for plants. I don't know. I don't want to do too many. Bookshelves? That's a good idea. The blue one might look good for warp trees. Well, I kind of like the two trapdoors that I have. That they kind of look like stained glass. I really like those. But you might be onto something as well. Bump, bump. Alright, bookshelves. Every good botanist needs bookshelves. Right there in the corner. I used up all my corners. I am cornered. That kind of gets in the way of that. Could put bookshelves up top. I don't need these levers anymore. It automatically flicks them all off. That's funny. I do kind of dig that. Some real cottagecore librarian vibes. Maybe even all the way across. No, I don't think completely rounded. Although, keeping books next to water is probably a librarian's worst nightmare. Even just proximity because of all the humidity. Bookshelf instead of the window? Yes. You wouldn't really be able to notice the bookshelf from outside, which should be fine. Because you would be able to see it like this. However, you're not going to really notice that. Because you're not going to go around there. If I'm going to disregard the outer wall, I might as well make it look really good and do something like this. Yeah, that helps a lot. I still like the books across the top with ladders so you can actually climb up and access them on a slidey ladder. Oh. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Huh. So it's that weird thing where it's just like, I kind of hate to use cheaty stuff. Because I do want to be able to recreate this in vanilla. Or not vanilla, in survival. What else can ladders be attached to? I don't know. Although that ladder does look nice just kind of right there. I'm also thinking, what was it? I did something really cool in my original, not my original, my previous series where I did something like this. That looks really good. Of course, I would have to match the wood. Or I should match the wood. Should would, if you would. Which that is. Alright. I just realized I was going to wrap up 15 minutes early and you guys got an extra 15 out of me, so I'm going to wrap this up now. I am big hungry. Big hungry. So hungry. That actually looks really good like that. Maybe with the one exception of that. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. And then... Bam. Ta-da. Oh boy. Alright, this is starting to really come together. Hobbit shelf. I'm glad you like it. Alright. I'm heading out of here, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. And of course, whenever I start making videos again. Alright. Have a great day, guys. Bye.